Alright, so looks like they turned down the music. I got rid of a few, or more than a few. You can see those scattered there. Um, you know, um, but I just wanted to show again between these two, either because of timing, which is mainly it for this one, or just the way the tissue on the inside of the bark flows. It favors one over the other, but given that this one is likely to cross with these sooner, it's probably best to get rid of it anyway. These are a little staggered, they're not growing from the same point. These seem a little close together right there. And it also has one growing very close to where it branches off. So I'm getting rid of those. I'm getting rid of... Well, I might leave this one for a little while longer. I think I'll leave this one for a while longer. When there's lots of points growing, the branches do end up weaker, but you get a lot of like here. It's not that many. It's a few. Actually, no. I'll go ahead and remove it. I'm removing it. Yeah, I'm removing that. So you see that that'll heal up fine. That's not the same diameter as something like this. So when you get it earlier like this, you don't have to prune it off later. I'm leaving that one because it might be a good branch later. It's at a good point, and you have the core of it, kind of like this one, but mainly so that it heals this, so that when it's growing its own growth, it also passes some sugars and nutrients there. So stuff I removed there, you can maybe not tell too much of a difference. I couldn't get up that high. This ladder's too short, so I'll try to get that sooner than later. Hopefully I can reach that far up. But I thinned this out too. You can kind of tell a little easier here. So like points where it was 3, now it's just down to 1. Just 1. And the tree will thank me for it. I got rid of the bracts because they weren't gonna. Then they didn't even get pollinated. They didn't even open up. They were it didn't freeze, but it got ice on it, so I guess it froze. So they're not making it back. That looks like that. See, it's a little staggered there. So that's growing from there, and that's growing from there. They're not the same exact point. So, and that one's the next one down. They're like rungs on a ladder, kind of. And those I'm gonna have to move the ladder and get right now. But pointing out the ones I've already removed, and here is one where. Alright, I'm just gonna step down. Right, so those are off. These are growing. This is an older one, and this is just this year. So all this green stuff is this year, obviously, right? In case you haven't seen the other ones, this is older than a year. This one, it's maybe a few. I have pictures from before, kind of choosing it off of that one when I pruned it. So from here, I've been choosing which ones to kind of guide the growth along. Right now, for example, even though it's doing pretty well, it's leaching growth that can be directed that way. So it's getting removed, and since it came off a little rough there, I kind of have to shave it down. Wish the focus would help on the camera, but it doesn't. So And the closer it is, the easier it'll get reabsorbed and the tissue around it will heal. Also less likely to get infection or pests inside it. Some like to get in there and hide from birds that would normally pick them off. So you can see it's staggered. It's one, and then next one, and then the next one. And they're not facing the same direction because I don't want them overlapping too much. There's a little overlapping over with these. You can tell it's already hitting right here. That right there. This is hitting right here, this growth. You can tell how thick that is already. I'll go over there now. The point is, you want to get like thick growth, like this is just this year already. This is just this year, right here, and it's already look at what proportion of the diameter of this branch this one already is, and that's just this year. That not only gets this branch to grow thicker, it's contributing partially to the girth, the growth of this branch right there. So that's kind of what I'm going for with these. That's why I've kind of tried to choose them along the sites where I've had to prune off dead stuff. This one was some pretty dead, dry stuff there. Same here. So the idea, I don't want, right, and I know I've got a clothesline here. I had to improvise something because friendly reminder yet again, almost can't get away from being reminded. For some reason, family says that the neighbors stole my clothesline. I had one on a stand. That stand right there, that umbrella stand, I had a clothesline sort of thing, umbrella type thing, and now it's gone. So, but yeah, that's all removed because get in the way or alright, I use the banana peels. Banana peels, if it's not going to be too dry, the saponins kind of prevent aphids. I don't know if you notice some aphids up on I don't know if you can see on the camera, but it for some reason the ants and the aphids aren't able to deal with the saponins, and it gives me a little time to get little aphid predators. You can see the egg right there. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? That little green jewel looking thing right there, that's a lacewing egg. It's either lacewing or I think it's a lacewing, but it could also be a antlion. Pretty sure it's a lacewing though. Those will eat the aphids. Oh, here's another one right there. Right there. They're on a little stalk, like a hair-thin stalk. The weather, I didn't expect to be like this, but it's coming along. It's fine. I'm gonna pause it and then move the ladder over. But yeah, you can tell this is last year's, at least last year's, I think, and this is this year's, and that's almost as thick as that. It's almost half as thick as that. Unfortunately, they're kind of growing from a very similar point, but right now it's not drawing too much away, so I might leave it for a while longer. Plus, this one's more lateral, and it's at a height that it doesn't bump into people's heads. I don't want them crossing over each other, and I also don't want to bump into them myself, and I don't want, if they park a car in here, I don't want the cars bumping into them and that sort of thing, which is a big change from how it used to be, because the branches used to come over this way, and it was horrible. But it's healthier now. This is that dead spot I was talking about. I sealed it, but it hasn't healed. It's gotten termites in it before I came to live here again. But yeah, the lack of strength in these is something I'm trying to fix. So I got to do this type of thing where, favor the ones I think the tree will have an easier time strengthening, or which won't get damaged by people or the tree itself later. Sometimes the you see how much thicker that is right there? That's this year, and it's almost as thick as that. That's like a third. But these didn't pick up that pace, so they're behind. Even though they're further up, the closer ones to the core of the tree have more flow of nutrients, so they get stronger faster, and they don't keep up with those, or they outpace those that don't keep up, and they actually don't make it because it's already favoring that. So all the hormones that favor that branch and these other branches, they already got so much momentum that those branches aren't going to be doing too well. I could cut them right there, and just let it keep going, or I could let it just kind of treat it like a lower branch, even though it's higher up. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do right now, but either way, that the tree's not going to choose that, and I can't force the tree to choose that one without losing too much of it already invested. So I'm going to go ahead and thin that out right there, all that bushy stuff, because I want this type of strong growth before the summer starts. Lots of these little ends. I want to get the core kind of well directed, so it's like branching out and they don't bunch in on themselves, because that's how dead leaves start piling up, and sometimes plastic bags blow in and that sort of thing. Alright, second part of this, turning it off.